Good morning, friends. Today, my topic is how to read a book. The book name is Moral Values, a complete book containing life skills, personality development, character building activities. Author Pulkit Kumar, BTech, Class 7th. Fetching values and ideas for life. Preface. Students are future of India. The future of our country depends on the moral values imparted to them during their student life. Children have an immense power of observation and their feelings. Deep rooted moral values direct the child towards an ethical way of life. Values help in shaping the character of child. Any education that does not take into account the moral development of the child is incomplete. Keeping this in mind, this series of moral values have been prepared to develop a strong foundation of life skills and moral values so that the pupils are equipped to face any moral dilemma with courage and confidence. The values given in these books are sure to work like guided missiles. The content is made lucid with easy to grasp language, attractive and self explanatory illustration, and indirect massive exercise. भाई लोगों, आप देख सकते हैं ये मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ और अब हम चलते हैं इस बुक के फर्स्ट पेज पर. फर्स्ट चैप्टर, ट्रू विजडम. मेमोरी is the mother of all wisdom. Long time back there is lived a merchant in a small town. He had been very hardworking and thus he had earned a lot of fame and money. He became one of the richest person of his town. And as is the law of nature, by the passage of time he grew weaker and weaker and then too old to work. So he decided to hand over all his possession to his both sons. The merchant was a man of wisdom, so he did not act upon the common advice given by the people to divide his property between his two sons. Instead, he made up his mind to give it all to one who proved himself to cleverer than the other. Now, the task before him was to find out which of the two sons was cleverer. An idea struck his mind. He called his sons in their sitting room and said, "Here are 20 rupees. I want both of you to take 10 rupees each and go to the market separately to buy something which will fill our house. You are not supposed to spend more money than I have given. I expect you to complete the business by the fall of night." The two sons looked at their father in great surprise and put a question to themselves: how can there be anything which we can buy to fill our house only with then 10 rupees? What the sons were insisted upon to pick up the rupees and go for the same. So either young man took up a 10 rupee note and went out in different directions. The first son took the note with him and went direct to the market, serve his purpose, but he failed in finding out any such thing. All the day long he wandered through the market, stopped before every shop, peeped inside, what he could find nothing. He became certain that something wrong had gone with his father, surely. Thinking so, he made up his mind to give up the search. Just he was returning home in despair, he saw a bullock cart with a load of hay. He thought, "This can work. I wonder how much hay I can get for his 10 rupees." 10 rupee note. He went to driver of the cart inquired about the price of the hay. There was a good deal of haggling over the price, but at last he was able to buy the load of hay for 10 rupees. So the young man led off the cart with hay to father's house. He piled it into the house hopefully, but his hope turned into hopelessness when he found the hay unable to fill even the floor. As such, the young man he became very dejected and set aside. The second son thought over the matter for a long. He knew that his father was intelligent and a man of worldly wisdom. He took his 10 rupee note and went to the shop. There he bought something in a packet for that money. Taking purchase with him, he came to the father's house. It was getting dark. Can you guess what he had bought? These were candles. He quickly placed three candles in each room and lit them all. At once, the house was filled with light. The merchant was watching all these. He became very happy. He said to second son, "My son, you have shown the true wisdom. I am ready to hand over all my money to you." He thought for a minute and added, "Son, you have proved that you are very wise and there will be no problem in your future. However, your brother is not in as so intelligent as you. Such as I am worried about his future, so I think I should give some of my money to your brother also, as it will help him in his future." At once the young man replied, "Of course, father, you can do with your money whatever you want. What I wish for it is your pleasure and God's grace." His father was very much impressed with his answers and gave him all money to his second son. We all live in big house, big house which we call our native country. We have each of us been given some 10 rupee, some 20 rupees, some 30 rupees, and some 40 rupees. These rupees are not the rupees with which we can buy things. Instead, they are different powers. We have been given, each of us has powers of body, powers of mind, and powers of character. Each of us has strength, time, and intelligence which can be used wisely. As we leave school and go to the world, we are tested at the touchstone as to how we are going to use these talents which we purposes. Are we going to use them to buy useless hay? Are we going to use them to spread light throughout our house, that is our country? If we are going to be good citizens, then we should use our powers and abilities to try to spread light into every hook and corner of our country. In other words, we should utilize our powers in the service of our country. No country can progress unless it has good citizens, because a country's progress largely depends on its citizens. So if we love our country and want to serve it, we should try to become a good citizens while we are at school. This is what should be doing. We should be training ourselves in citizenship and cultivating the characteristics of good citizens. If we do this, then after we leave the school and home and go out into different parts of a country, we would be able to fill it with the light of good citizenship. A nation reveals thought. A nation reveals itself not only by the man it produces, but also by the man it honors, the man it remembers. Assess yourself. तो भाइयों, ये मेरा टॉपिक था। टॉपिक है गुड हाउ टू रीड अ बुक। हाउ टू रीड फ्लुएंटली इंग्लिश। तो भाई लोग आप देख सकते हैं मैंने अभी मॉरल वैल्यूज़ का चैप्टर रीड किया है। तो आप मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए माशाल्लाह और तरक्की कीजिए। नो वन इज़ परफेक्ट इन द वर्ल्ड। योर योर गुड वर्क can make you perfect. No one is perfect in the world. Your practice makes you perfect. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.